till we die.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Denver Broncos. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Ready! And come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Here we go.
A nice run on first down gets him 6 yards to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, after that pickup of a first down, I think some of the defensive guys are going to be looking over their coordinator and saying that was not in the scouting report. That went against every tendency most teams have. You don't usually hand the ball to your big guy in that situation. Sometimes you catch them by surprise.
The first down carry here for Johnson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Hey, check Mike, 27. Pick me up. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Ready, Mike 25. Mike 50. Tighten up. Pull it together.
To throw again, Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
The Broncos take over 1st and 10.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On second and 11 now. Jackson, and the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Second and 6 at the 40-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Jackson. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. They go play action with Jackson. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And Sanders has got it complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's first and 10. Jackson got a man. That's complete to Hamilton. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
On second down now, it's Johnson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. No score after 1 on EA Sports. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually broke that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Kerryon Johnson. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Well, that drive felt like it took up an eternity. We finally have some action on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but plenty of action prior to, because that drive took up all the first quarter before we spilled into the second, and finally, points were registered.
On the other sideline, they're chomping at the bit just to get the football. Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
54 Mike. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Here's Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Ready, you ready? 11. Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Hey, Charlie. Turkey's the mic. Come up the ball.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this away to the Rocky Mountain Knight, and it's a good one. Fielded at the 20. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
49, check 49, check 49. He's coming, double up. He's coming, double up. Check, check. Lucky.
On the ground, this is Johnson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
That's it, baby.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
The Broncos on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
I'm letting you know right now, you better bring.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They run, Devontae Freeman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
On 2nd and 15 now. Ryan, this one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 17 yards and a 1st down for Atlanta.
Ready, blue 80. Right 25. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Check, check. Like 50, like 50. Watch QB drop.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that would be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. On 3rd down, Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. Give them 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Gets it off to Freeman. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now a play fake here on first down. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number one. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Move. You got three down. Check three. Hey, express.
Ryan. Looking in zone for Jones. And it'll be intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead.
It's caught inside the 25. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from their own 20 all the way to the red zone now. A chance to capitalize on first and 10. Now it's Jackson. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Noah Fant, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0 as we send you on out to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Ryan leaves with Freeman on the draw. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Ryan. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th, now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. Caught by Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, 1st down Falcons. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Throwing quickly, that's caught by Sanu. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Ryan now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Again, Ryan toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
On second down, it's Freeman, and it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
And it's third down.
Mike 25! Kick! Mike 50! And we got
To throw on third down, Ryan. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a fourth down. So a field goal try here on fourth down as the Falcons call on Matt Bryant. And Bryant's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely needed to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Come on, set! Hey, come on! It's 59, Mike the 59! Watch the slant, watch the slant!
This time Jackson will throw it. And able to find Deshaun Hamilton complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 37. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Final minute now of the third quarter.
Let's go, defense! Let's go, defense!
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Bound to lose one.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Being chased out left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Deion Jones. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the fourth. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. They go play action now. Jackson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Deshaun Hamilton, the intended receiver, and it's third down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. The busy night continues for Johnson. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Kerryon Johnson, his second touchdown of the night. And the Broncos push further out in front. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Let's go, 21.
Throwing again. Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. I don't think you got it.
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now Ryan on first down. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Check 43.
And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
First down.
59, ready. 25. Tight left. 4 down. Check. 4 down. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off at the 18. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Gun. Watch the slant.
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Bryant's extra point up and good. And it makes the score 21-10.
Falcons 10. Matt Bryant set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
They go to Johnson again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Johnson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Budda Baker.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Play action. It's Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Tack McKinley showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 15. Here's Jackson to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is taken at the 23. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they keep handing it to him.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard stripe. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. The Falcons will go for it. It's Ryan. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Focus, defense, focus.
They'll run it with Johnson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good game, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Here's Jackson. This is Johnson. He's got it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The end result, 21 yards.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball. Jumper, 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 jumper.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Brady Jarrett on the stop.
Yeah, baby.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Denver, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Get ready, dog.
This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know where Mace, Poss, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Ready. Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter rock. Turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, passing your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin, subjugate